So this is the DAX on a daily time frame. My initial thoughts were bearish. The daily structure looked very bearish to me, and the daily sentiment also were very bearish. Yes, Friday's candle did close as a bullish candle, but these wicks here showed rejection to the upside, which made me more than happy to actually scale in and look for a key level. So yes, the past three candles, we had 2 out of 3, so I was more than happy. Scaling in to the hourly to look for my key level, I saw that the most obvious key level would have actually been around this sort of area, consolidation of candles. However, the way price was at the moment, it just didn't make too much sense, and it was actually coming all the way up here. So this was a lot better of a key zone for me, and it kind of was very close to this gap. Scaling into the 15, we can see that the behavior actually made a bit more sense. Price actually did come up to this level. We see the wicks and the bodies in this sort of zone, and price actually did come up to this sort of general area. And on the 5 minute, we can see that there's actually consolidation here, and it's kind of just in this sort of zone. So I saw depletion playing out as it reached towards this key level. So that was one of my confirmations. And my second confirmation was actually this very engulfing candle here. There was no real change of character. But this is more of a discretionary decision for me to actually enter. So I ended up entering off this candle here, and price just looked kind of good. So yeah, I took the entry. I'm not too confident. Well, I'm semi confident. I'm like 50-50 that this trade could play out, just the way it's behaving and currently sort of pushing. The reason being is I didn't get my change of character, which I would have liked to prefer, but we have had a kind of like break retest, so it's kind of like I had to take this trade because it just made complete sense to me, and price was cut quite clear, and I was just more than happy to do so. Um, if it gets to one, I could move to break even because I don't trade this sort of time um, when it comes to the DAX. And normally I trade later, which does tend to like consolidate around break even before making its final push. But I will make a decision based off what I see. If I see like a bit of depletion or volume dying out slightly, which hopefully it doesn't because stock exchange is about to come up and a lot of different factors, then I might move stops to break even. But I'll update this trade later when it happens. Right, so this is my trade update. I've actually hit stop loss. I think I could have just been wrong for the day. I mean, the sentiment again, it's not the best, but I did think it was bearish. Again, hourly looked good. Still, 15 did look good. Um, but then yeah, I just hit stop loss. I didn't move my stops to break even after this reached a 1-to-1, purely because I kind of and I knew stock exchange was going to open, but I just wanted the volume from stock exchange to kind of push lower, uh, based off like current fundamental news of like World War III almost going to happen. So I saw that it kept going at break even. I was like, yeah, it's probably just doing German 30 things. But then after it hit break even here, it just continued to just push all the way. So yeah, I just lost for the day. 1%. I probably won't re-enter again. But if I do 10, I'll update this. But I doubt it. Gotta stick to the rules. Furthermore, just wanted to quickly say I probably lost this trade because also I didn't even wait for a change of character. This is kind of just like the bullshit candle, which I should have probably ignored. But it just looked kind of like too good for me not to enter. Kind of, it seemed like a textbook trade, but obviously it clearly wasn't. But yeah, well, price probably might even melt for today. You never know, but like, yeah, it's just a bit annoying. I should have waited for a change of character, um, or at least bare minimum when it got here, just cover the risk because of New York Stock Exchange and stuff, and just waited for price to just hopefully melt after this kind of moment. But it is what it is. Right, this is DAX on a daily time frame. Structure, bearish sentiment. Past three candles also looking bearish. Again, these two wicks here. Um, yeah, then scaling into an hour. My key level is actually now marked from here. So I took a trade earlier, hit SL, but this one looks a little bit better. I've got it on a different account, so it is just me just using a whole different account entirely just to mitigate and distribute risk. So 15 actually looked clear to have it at these highs because price actually came and touched these highs on the 15. So my previous one was here, but this one is here. See a bit more reaction, wicks in this area and bodies, closures sort of in this sort of zone. I see that on the 15, this candle has wicked all the way up here, showing good behavior of signs of it wants to push sort of lower and it's failing to break any significant highs. So scaling in onto the 15, I actually got a change of character off this candle here. So my change of character would have been around here. And I saw a slight depletion playing out and price was slowing down and shifting to bearish momentum. And yeah, I just took an entry off the change of character. As you can see, this is sort of the key level that it looks like on the 5 minute. It just looks a little bit cleaner. I probably should have waited from my previous trade. I should have waited for news and stock exchange to pass because I don't really trade German 30 during those times anyway. And there was significant news at like 3 or 2:45 and 3 o'clock. So I should have waited after. The time's now like 3:35. So I took the entry and hopefully I'm anticipating that price just kind of goes downwards from here on out. It is German 30 though, so it probably will stall beforehand. And yeah, I give my confidence of this one a little bit lower, like more so like a 4 out of 10. My earlier one was a 5, but this one's more leaning towards a 4, 4.5, purely based because I did just take a losing trade and I shouldn't really be trading again. But because I've got it on a different account, it should hopefully just go in my direction and I can hit TP. But yeah, I'll update this trade later if anything significant happens, and I might move stops to break even after a 1-to-1 just to mitigate any of my risk. But my stop loss is just above the high here, and then TP is just aiming for these lows. So quick update on the trade. TP was hit after an hour and 50 minutes. So I was in a bit of drawdown for a bit. So price again, the consolidation at this time, sort of the same reaction that happens every single time I trade German 40 at this time. Yeah, as soon as it started going down, it hit 1-to-1. I moved the stop loss to break even, and then price kind of just went down. The reason I moved the stop loss to break even is because even though I knew it could have consolidated around this sort of zone, I already took a trade today, so there's no point of me risking it. If I'm 1% or I risk 2% on this position on my 5K account, but if I was up for my 1-to-1, there's no point of me letting price hit my SL and losing 2 trades completely today. So I just took a break even, or I just moved it to break even, risk free trade, and TP got hit. So yeah, up 4% actually on this account, and then I lost 1% on my other account. So yeah, it's a good day.